We all get up out of bed every day knowing that it could happen, but still put on the uniform and come and serve, protect our communities.
A sea of officers in a show of support. As family and friends gathered to say goodbye to Officer Sean Sluganski.
He was brave, tough, caring, protective, and a real mommy's boy.
At today's funeral, one of his sisters and his fiancée spoke to the crowd.
Ever since last Monday, fear doesn't really seem to exist for me anymore.
And we heard from his fellow officer who was wounded in the shooting that took Sluganski's life.
It's heartbreaking. Slug was a great man.
From the church to the cemetery, hundreds of people came out to honor McKeesport's fallen officer.
Officer Sluganski was remembered as a person of strength, someone who was kind and liked to make others laugh. He was just 32 years old. And tonight, KDKA News is hearing from the community why so many felt compelled to line the procession route.
And our live team coverage begins with Shelley Bortz. Shelley.
Yeah, the funeral for Officer Sean Sluganski drew hundreds of mourners who filled this church here behind me. And while it was very emotional for everyone, there were some lighter moments that put a smile on everyone's face. The casket of fallen McKeesport police officer Sean Sluganski was carried into St. Albert the Great Catholic Church, followed by his family, as 1,000 police officers from far and wide stood at attention and saluted, their grief at times unbearable.
Sean would tell us if he were here today celebrating this Mass for someone else, that there is no greater act in this world than to forgive and show mercy and pray for someone who caused or is causing us a great deal of grief and pain.
Looking over the heartbroken crowd, fiancée Chelsea Kinchilla and sister Sheila Sluganski spoke on behalf of the family. Their words woven with beautiful memories, love, and a lot of laughter as they shared some moments of their lives together while speaking directly to Sean.
He brought the brightest light to every dark corner of my life and gave me everything I could have ever wanted in our family and our daughter. I feel like the luckiest person to have been loved by him for as long as I was, and even though it was a short time, to have witnessed him be the most amazing dad. Not a day will pass where she isn't reminded of who he was, that he left this world doing exactly what he loved and believed in so much.
I'll miss your hugs the most, with and without all your gear on. Your hugs were the best, even though they usually led to a slap boxing match. I'm sure wherever you are, you had people waiting for you, and you've made a lot of new friends already, because to know you was to love you. You were my hero long before you were a cop, and you'll always be my forever best friend and my hero. You rest on it, Sean. We got it covered down here, and I'll see you when I see you.
In the sea of blue here today to mourn the loss of one of their own was fellow McKeesport police officer Charles Thomas, who was also shot while responding with Officer Sluganski the day he was killed. So distraught at times he could barely speak. Officer Chuck thinks back to that fateful night.
I was on overtime Monday morning, and I knew I was out here on the road with Slug, and I knew I was going to be all right. And he always had my back. You know, we ran through a lot of doors together, and in the short time he was with McKeesport, I couldn't have had a better partner. And he'll forever be my hero.
Today would have made Officer Sluganski very happy, according to his family. One, they say, because everyone was wearing black. Two, because there were a lot of road closures. And most importantly, they say school was closed today. Now, his sister Sheila said while her brother was extremely intelligent, school just wasn't his vibe. Now, that statement really lightened up the crowd today. Reporting live in Baldwin, Shelley Bortz, KDKA News.